You'll go well, eh?
Huh?
Well, what are your thoughts on the big game today?
Well, hoping for the best, like, you know.
Yeah. You slept all right last night.
Have we got it? No problem. Had a couple of pints, so sleep no bother after it.
I think Michael Weeks would like to hear that. Anyway, are you all pretty well ready for it now?
I'd say we are at this stage anyway.
Yeah.
Fairly fit, and we want to be at the kind of idiot is going to be.
Yeah, it's going
We
to
want
be
to be
very
warm, I'd say.
very warm, yeah. It has been a fairly tough campaign, Brendan, hasn't it? Really, you've had some good
Well,
matches.
reasonably. You know, the first day against Granada we weren't great, but we managed to hang in. So played well alright the last day, and a few challenges in that sense, you know. So
Was that right? Yeah, you've had
so
some challenges.
well, we played Brewery, and since the last game, you know, played fairly well, give the subs in that a run, you know.
No last minute changes in the team.
Not right now, anyway. Not right now.
So you're looking forward to a good game?
I am, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the best of luck anyway,
And a
Brendan.
good result.
And a good result. You reckon you'll take them out?
I'd say so.
You'll hardly be going otherwise.
Huh? Well, I'd have stayed in bed.
Okay, well, it's certainly a great day, isn't it?
It is lovely.
First
Lovely.
occasion for the Croquet Finney.
I see there's a few flags flying around the place.
Yes, yeah. Must be very good for hurling, you think, in them.
And it's actually good for the young fellas anyway coming up, you know, and they have a fairly good team for the last couple of years, so we'll probably keep them at it.
Good.
If we win it, I suppose they'll surely stay at it anyway.
Exactly. Thanks, Brendan. What do you think of the Croquet Finney chances today?
I think I should win it, alright.
Yeah.
I definitely. Like, I'll try and I've been down here this year, like.
Have you seen them playing?
I have, twice, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Any particular parts of the field that you'd be concerned about that they'd want to watch?
I'd say maybe just the half forward, then maybe I'd say. Just that, I'd say. Or I'd say they're very strong all around, you know?
Well, they certainly are showing great determination and great commitment.
Plenty of that, alright.
You have a brother in the subs,
Yeah.
so we could see him before the day is out on the field.
I'd say. Wouldn't know, like.
Yeah.
They might want to be that. It's well if they play well, like.
Yeah. We hope to do well anyway.
I just, surely.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Croquet Finney's chances today, PJ?
Good chance, yeah. Very good chance.
Do you reckon they'll do it?
Yeah, there's good as chances being anyway. They're there. Good day and all.
Yeah, certainly the conditions are perfect. Should be perfect for them.
They are perfect, yeah.
How about yourself?
Yeah, I'd say they should do it, you know. They should, like, they're in there with a chance, like, they're the same, you know, they have the same chances as the other crowd, like, so I'd say they should, you know.
Because Kilmedia are going for five in a row, trying to win the West, and it's a first for Croquet Finney, so I suppose that would...
Oh, yeah.
Would you think that would have a factor in it?
Yeah, well, of course, it'd be a great boost for Fianna, you know, but, I mean, to say Croquet Finney, they're the underdog, so they could have a chance there, you know.
Certainly they've been playing very well in the competition so far. They've really played well.
They played very well, but hopefully they'll keep it up today, you know.
Any predictions for the scoreline will be?
Oh, God. What?
Say about 3 points.
3 points, did you?
Yeah, says three or 4 points.
Well, let's hope to hold it to that.
Just point to do like.
That's
Okay.
That's
Bill, did you sleep all right last night?
No problem, Dinny.
Yeah.
And fine and relaxed out there anyhow.
Looking forward to a good game?
Definitely looking forward to it.
Good. Well, you've done all the preparations anyway.
Well, all the training is done at this stage, like, and I reckon that we'll pull it off.
Yeah, that's great. Well,
The
certainly
boys are confident and everything is going well so far.
everybody is pretty happy in the team. They're all pretty
They are, like. I mean, there's a great unity between them all, like, and everything is in order.
great.
So,
Well, listen, we look forward to seeing you later on in the field, and the best of luck, okay?
hopefully, very good. Thank you.
For the parish, I suppose.
Tis
In all the years you've been following club hurling here now. What does this particular day mean to you now?
It means the world to me because I'm started my career as a hurler as a young fella 13 years and played till I was 30 or over it and won nothing.
Yes.
Since then they have won nothing either.
Yes.
So today they have a chance. I hope and pray that I will succeed today.
But they're a tremendous side in that they've shown great determination and great commitment this year.
They have, that's what I said, standing some more than brilliance is their commitment and determination. They're a very sticky, determined team, and if they get the breaks, hopefully that they'll succeed.
Yes. Great. Well, we hope that it should be a good game anyway, and it. Of course, Fianna Kilmedia obviously must be very, very strong. Feel strong in this. It's their 5th attempt to win the West. How do you think Croke will stand up to the first occasion, Croke Fane?
I think they'll stand up to it. If they get the breaks early, and I'd say there's no fear of them that way. But of course, I'd say Fianna will probably start as favourites without a doubt. You know, but that wouldn't trouble me. If we could get going at all, I'm very hopeful.
Yeah, that's great. Well,
I wish them all the best of luck that they'll succeed anyhow.
Well, that's great, and it's great to hear that. And we certainly we hope that they'll bring it off this time.
We can't tell.
Marcy, just a very quick one, because I know it isn't fair to be talking to you this edge. How do you feel? Did you rest last night? Okay.
I feel in great form.
Yes.
And our last effort, I think, and we'll give it everything we can.
Yes.
And we won't be one to try.
That's great. Well, the best of luck anyway.
The blue and white and all.
Okay, thanks very much, Marcy. Well, the 3 ladies from Kilfinny, how do you feel about this game today?
Oh, I think Croke Kilfinny are going to win.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a feeling they will, if they play clean. I hope they play clean now.
Yes.
They're inclined to play a bit rough, dirty.
Well, they certainly have been very well disciplined.
Have they?
In recent
Yeah,
years.
really, because I know the ref very well, and he said it to me yesterday that if anyone, he's put off an underage player, he put off yesterday. The first dirty stroke, they're going off the field, so that could ruin the match. I hope they don't do anything like that, But I hope they win. We'll have great.
Isn't it great that they're participating in this final for the
Isn't
first
it
time?
fantastic? I was listening to James yesterday on radio. Honest to God, it was great hearing. My heart was, honest to God, I had butterflies listening to him.
And of
It
course,
was fantastic,
he
really.
has such a knowledge of the
Oh,
club.
James is fantastic. And for Camogie as well, I must say. He's the one in person in Croke that has come up to us and taken the girls round for us and everything. Great. For James' sake, I'd love to see him winning.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. What about 2 girls then? Well, girls, what do you think? How much are they going to win by?
I'd say they'll win by about 3 points anyway.
3 points.
Yes,
Yeah.
at least.
Well, actually, that's the same predictions I got down.
Is that right? Yeah, well, that's what I reckon anyway,
Yeah. What do you think?
Well, I wish them the best, and I'd say they have a great chance. I've been following them all the year now, and they've been great, really.
The point that this was making there earlier on, didn't they show great discipline in the last game? That
Oh, indeed they did, yeah, definitely.
No close in freeze or...
No, none of that, no. They're very good. Fair play to them. And I wish them well.
What about this lady?
Do you think they'll win, Anne-Marie?
Anne-Marie.
And look at the team.
Hello, Anne-Marie. Important day for the parish.
It is.
I take it you're going to the match.
Of course I am.
Of course, you're a great supporter. Tell me, how do you think it's going to go for them?
Well, if they play well, they should win. But this is Fianna's 5th time in the finals, so they might be lucky, and then again they mightn't be.
Yeah, but that'll give Croke Kilfinny more determination, will it not?
It should.
First time around.
Well, if they
seem
do
to
what
enjoy
they did,
challenges.
They should.
Yeah.
They've had plenty of
What are
them.
your predictions anyway? What do you think they'll win by?
A pint or two only.
Pint or 2. Well, that'll be sufficient, won't it?
Will.
We'll see
To win
later.
anyway.
Bill, your opinion, exactly. What do you feel about this?
My opinion that Croke can win it. Croke can finish can win it if they play a cool game and no drawn back when they play the way they played against Grenna and keep down that mean, because if they let Fianna Kilmeady play, it's off the bar. Put glue into them. That's all I've been told for the last week. And no drawn back, because Fianna's going to pull and give them the handles and let Fianna do the foul. Granada doing the very same, and where's Granada today? But that's all I have to say. Best of luck to them.
Right, thanks, Bill. Right, well, Joe, how do you think they'll do then today, and how do you think they'll go?
I think they'll pull it off, Dennis.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very confident.
Any prediction of the winning margin?
About 3 points, I'd say.
3 points.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if they can win by 3 points now, they'll be doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Bill, would you agree?
No, I make out that it's going to be about 5 points, 5 or 6 points. If Croke play the game, they should win by 5 or 6 points.
Yes.
That's my forecast, Daniel.
Well, I think they'll be very happy if that comes true, Bill.
I'd say they thought Granada was favourites too, and then they win by 8 points or something.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And then that sooner they play a Fianna in drum.
Okay, so
They never played drum before.
great. Thanks,
They
Bill.
start to get rushing between
I'm
us.
sure, yes, and I'm sure that the crowds will be in Ballingarry today.
Please God, we'll get a good
What are your
score because
impressions
we deserve
of the good it is to the parish, Father?
fantastic. It's probably the best thing, I suppose, that has ever happened, especially for both sides of the parish. And to see the commitment that the lads have put in over the last number of months since the month of June has been an example to everybody. Someone said the other night that if Mick O'Dwyer were associated with Croke, he'd be proud of the effort that they put in. But it's a great thing for the parish, really, because the enthusiasm, the spirit that they have shown, this rubs off on all of us, Denny. And we need a lift in these days of depression.
And it certainly has been a great year for the different grades, both Hulling and Camogie in the parish.
It has really. And I suppose you'll always see this happening, you know, that when the older lads are doing well, it inspires the younger lads. And they are prepared now to put the work and the effort that is necessary for young people to develop the skills at an early age. That's so important for them, you know. And I think the future looks great for us. For such a small parish, it's a marvellous achievement, really, you know.
Of course, it's wonderful, is it not, for the older people of the parish who have supported the club down through the years.
Tremendous lift for them, and we'd want to pay tribute at this stage to all the people who have kept the old club going, kept it alive right down through the years, you know, because it has been a fantastic achievement in such a small parish, in such a small playing population, if you like, you know. The selection has been very small, and it is very difficult to keep a team going, you know. It's such a small selection, but there have been people now, dedicated, devoted people down through the years in the club, and they've kept the old flag flying, and it'd be a proud day for them if the lads won the West today, because it would be a tribute to their faithfulness right down through the year to keep the old club alive, you know.
Great, and thank you very much. Joe, what do you think of the game today? Do you think that they're going to pull it off first time?
Well, I'd say yes. Training, number one. They lack training down the years. Well, they have it now. They have it now.
And of course, they've had a great coach.
Oh yes, Michael Weeks. Yes, I heard him in the Radio Limini yesterday.
Yes, wasn't it great?
It was lovely.
And Jamesy
Linehan, chairman.
Yeah. And of course, Jamesy so knowledgeable about the club.
Oh, yes.
It's unbelievable, and
he lives for that. He does, yes. And I would say now around Croke Kilfinny you have people that did live for the Holland.
Yes.
And for the local clubs.
Yes.
And that could be, well, the main feature of they improving so much in their Holland.
Yes. And of course, it's great for those that have served the club down the years for so long without any results. I know very few victories.
Right, in all younger days, I was vice chairman for 5 or 6 years in the 40s.
Yes. Yeah. So this day then must be special to you to see them.
Of course,
see them getting to the West Final.
Yeah, poor old Neville, God be good to him.
Yes. Another great.
Oh, another great man. He kept the flag flying in the dark and evil days.
Yes. Yeah. So he would be proud if he was here today. Yeah.
Oh, indeed he would.
So we hope that they'll do well anyway.
Hope so, hopefully.
They're up against strong opposition.
They are, and Finn are given 2-1 against, you know.
Yes, are they?
But no matter, they are.
On the day, I think that they should do it.
They should do it today.
Well, how do you think it's going to go?
I'd say they'll definitely win it. They keep playing the way they're playing anyway.
Yeah.
They'll be beat as good.
Any predictions on the score?
I'd remember about 3 or 4 points.
3 or 4 points, good. We're just actually after leaving Kilfinny, and they're very enthusiastic about the match today. I wonder what the predictions are at this end of the parish.
Oh, we expect Croke to win.
Yeah.
We're hoping anyway.
Yeah. Any predictions? Would say how many points, goals, or?
Oh, not a lot, I'd say, about 2 points. 2 points, maybe.
Have you seen them? Have you seen Croke Kilfinny play?
Oh yeah, very good.
Yeah. Very good, yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. And they appear to be getting better as they go along.
Oh, they're improving every day.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, It's not one of this lady has as much. Just after getting married. And I'd say hurling perhaps isn't the top of the list at the moment, but however, you're a great supporter of Croke.
Oh, of course, yes, absolutely.
Now, tell us, what do you think how it will go today?
Well, I presume they're going to win, but I haven't a clue by how much.
Yes.
Not
Just-
a lot, I'd say.
Just
but
happy with it?
Happy with a win.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And what about himself here?
Oh, sure, they've won already.
Yeah.
They'll win it all right.
Do you reckon they'll win?
They will, yeah.
Do you know that the Fianna Kilmeedy are going for the 5 in a row to try and win this competition?
I know, yeah. But they have to be beaten sometime. Have to be put down.
Yeah, but they have
They
been
never
beaten.
won. They never won.
Oh, they never won.
They're still trying.
Oh, well, they'll be still trying next year.
Yeah. So you're confident they'll do it?
Ah, yeah.
Is it your first time seeing? Are you going to the match?
It will be, yeah.
Yeah. Is it your first time seeing
Oh, it is.
Croke Kilkenny playing?
Yeah, first time.
So you're looking forward?
Oh, yeah. We're roaring our heads off out there.
Great, lovely. Thanks very much. What do you think of the big event today, the West Final?
They should pull it off. They should pull it off. No reason why they shouldn't.
Yeah. They're up against very strong opposition.
Oh, they're up against it, all right.
Yeah.
But as the fellas they're doing that, they've a lot of training put in and do not let the best team win. That's about it. That's all I can say.
Have you seen them? You obviously have seen them this year playing throughout the competition.
Oh, I have, yeah.
Yeah.
I have. If they play a team effort, they'll pull it off.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
They seem to be improving with each game, and I believe they've played some tournament challenge games.
Oh, they have, yeah.
Yeah.
They have.
So, any predictions as to the winning margin?
I couldn't say. I just couldn't say because let the best team win. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Most I can say for you.
Great. Thanks very much.
Right.
Best of the game today. Member of the family on the panel.
Yes, indeed.
How do you feel about it? The game itself. First time Croke Kilkenny participating in the West Final.
Oh, I feel they're going to go all out for it, and I feel that they're going to win.
Yes.
Definitely.
Have you seen them? Obviously, you've seen them this year already. Have you?
What did I have? Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
And the first game, I don't think it was too good, but the second game, sure, they were flying it. Yeah, they were. And if they do as well today, and if they go into the same spirit today as they did in the drawn game, I really think that they'll pull it off.
Fianna, despite the fact that Fianna Kilmeedy are playing for the 5th time in a row to try and achieve the same win, do you think that will give Croke Kilkenny more determination to win today?
I should think so. Yes, indeed, I would say that it would. And there's great determination amongst the whole lot, and a great feeling, isn't there? And tremendous feeling. And I think they deserve it. All the work they have put in in the past few months.
Yeah.
Then and they actually there a few nights of the week, and I think it's wonderful, the spirit they have.
Which they deserve to them anyway, I'm sure, if they can pull it off.
Oh gosh, we're hoping they will pull it off. There's no way they will pull it off. That's what we mean. They will definitely win.
Okay, thanks very much indeed.
Okay.
Thank you indeed. Roll it there now, right? Pauline,
What kind of a question would you mind if I interview you? I'd prefer to do that. No.
Listen, I know that you're just back from an extended holiday.
Yes, honey, you know.
I know, and you've also been following the
The
progress
what?
of Croke Kilkenny.
Oh,
today.
yes.
Tell me, how do you feel about them being in the final today, first of all, and what do you think? How do you think they're going to do?
Well, actually, now between you and me, I have no doubts whatsoever, and they're going to win, and we don't even think otherwise. And I could stay talking here now for ages and just keep on, but we don't have any worries, and we'll all be there to support you. And best of luck.
All right, it's a very important day for the parish.
Of course, it is
How do-
tremendous to see
how
they're
do
getting
you-
so far, And please God, they'll do it. I have great confidence in them.
Yes. Have you, of course, I've seen you to different games this year.
Yeah, well, we've tried to go to them if we could at all. Sometimes we didn't get to the last one, unfortunately, we were away, but hopefully,
Any predictions as how they're likely to?
not a clue, but just hopefully that they'll do it. I feel they will, somehow. Because they have great old spirit between them, and I think that's very important with
They've shown
anything.
great commitment as well.
They have, and they have great loyalty to it, and I believe they've been tremendous for turning up for training and all that sort of thing.
Michael, how are you today? Great, great. Best of luck now, Michael. Hello, man. How are you today? Well, how do you think it's going to go?
I suppose I don't want to get into it from the start, I think, but it will be an easy match anyway.
Yeah. But you reckon they'll come through, Paddy?
Well, if they strike for them, they should.
Yeah. Great.
Hoping for the best.
Conditions are good anyway.
Conditions are good, hoping to be a good match.
Great. Thanks, Paddy.
My friend, you do. You don't.
No.
No.
Oh, thanks.
Hello.
Cork will win.
How many points?
4 or 5. 4 or 5 points.
I like your ice cream. That man looks very confident.
Huh? Well, no, I suppose we're ready now. We're not ready.
True, true. How are you?
Put it up. Put it up.
How many copies?
One.
Hi, listen, what did she say?
Cái gì có về con lục.
Céad míle fáilte to the new sports field in Ballingarry on this, the 5th of October 1976, for the playing of 1986, sorry, for the playing of the West Limerick Junior Hurling Championship final between Cork Kilfinny and Fianna Kilmeedy. Both teams on the field at the moment, so I might give you the line out of the teams. First of all, Mike Conway, the half-back line on the right, Brendan Culhane, in the centre, Mike Culhane, and the left, Richie Chalk. Centre field, Mike O'Brien and Joe Hannon. The half-forward line on the right, Donny Neville, in the centre, Maurice O'Connor, and on top of the left, Brendan O'Connor. Full forward line, Johnny Daube, Charles Handley, and Maurice Meskel. And the captain for the day is Mike Handley. And we have the Rathkeale Brass Band about to parade the teams around the field. In the background here we have the new complex for the Grannon Ballingarry handball alley and squash courts. Field looking exceptionally well today. And the referee for the day is Tom Busting of Adair, refereeing his first West final. The Rathkeale band being led by their leader, Sergeant Joe Dunleavy. The Cork Kilfinny team led by their captain Mike Handley, followed by Jim Sheehy, John Hannon, Mike Conway, Brendan Culhane, Mike Culhane, Richie Chalk, Joe Hannon, Mike O'Brien, Brendan O'Connor, Massey O'Connor, Johnny Neville, Maurice Meskel, Charles Handley, and Johnny Daube. And the Fianna team been led by Dennis Barry. A lot of experienced players in this Fianna Kilmeedy team. Bill Lynch, Maurice Sullivan, and Mike O'Sullivan have great experience, so Cork Kilfinny will be hoping to get a good start to this game. And the backs go back into their positions, and Cork Kilfinny are playing from right to left in the first half as we look down them. A slight breeze across the field. Referee for the day is Tom Buston from Adair, refereeing his first West Limerick final, but has done a lot of refereeing in the past 2 years. We seem to have a switch in the Cork team at the start of the game. Massey Connors is starting off centre field and Joe Hannon is centre forward. They worked this tactic against Grannon with good success in the replay. And the band strikes up Arana Vian. Everything is in ship shape now for the throwing of this eagerly awaited West Limerick final. Referee Tom Buston checking with his notebook. Referee checking his watch. Checking with his umpires. The throw in the Corky Finney across the breakaway. Dennis Barry for Fianna Kilmeedy clears the ball. Long and hard. Over to the far side. Marisos, Mike O'Sullivan, and it's a line ball. A line ball for Fianna Kilmeedy over on the far side. Maris Sullivan to take this line ball for Fianna. About 55 metres out from the Clonakilfenny goals. And he cuts it high into the centre. Doubled in by Michael Keane. They're near the goal mouth. It was right across the goals and out for a 65. A 65 ball for Fianna Kilmeedy. The breeze freshening now at the moment a bit, as Maris Sullivan lines up to take this 65. About 10 metres in from the far sideline. He bends, lifts, strikes and sends a high ball to the left. It's a goal for Fianna Kilmeedy and Maris O'Sullivan. The puck out for Clonakilfenny. Jim Sheehy pucks it long. And after 1 minute and a half of play, we have Fianna Kilmeedy leading by 1 goal from a 65 by Maris Sullivan. Jim Sheehy pucks out again, a good ball to the side of the field, well inside the 65-metre line, pulled in by Mike O'Brien to Donny Levy. And the ball goes right through to Maris Lister, and Maris sees it high into the goal now. It's blocked by James Galvin in the goal. Richie Clark blocks it back down, goes to Mike O'Brien, and Mike O'Brien sends it high and over the bar. A point for Clonakilfenny by Mike O'Brien. So it's 1 goal for Fianna Kilmeedy and 1 point for Clonakilfenny after 2.5 minutes of play. James Galvin pucking out for Fianna Kilmeedy. A long ball dropping well inside the 65, pulled in by Michael Hahn, and the ball goes right into the goal mouth, and it's run right across the goal mouth and the full forward. And Jim Sheehy comes out with the ball. He's tackled, but he still clears the ball out to the far side of the field, very near out over the sideline. It's a line ball for Fianna Kilmeedy. Jim Sheehy limping a little bit in the goals. Got a bit of a knock there, but his Jim Sheehy down with an injury inside in the goal mouth for Clonakilfenny. Line ball, Maris Sullivan cuts it in high right into the goal mouth, and it's blocked down by Joe Hannon. It's a free out for Clonakilfenny for a square infringement. Joe Hannon getting a replacement hurley there. Free out for Clonakilfenny from outside the square. Fianna got a terrific start now with a goal from the 65 in the first couple of minutes. But Clonakilfenny came back there with a good point from Mike O'Brien. So with 3 minutes of the game gone, it's Fianna Kilmeedy 1 goal, Clonakilfenny 1 point. Referee Mike Hanley to take this free out for Clonakilfenny. A long relieving clearance, 40 yards out from the Fianna Kilmeedy goal. Taken by Donny Levy to Charlie Hanley. Charlie has the ball in his hand, he's fouled, and there's a free in for Clonakilfenny. Good play there by Clonakilfenny, and Joe Hannon to take this free about 25 metres out from the Fianna Kilmeedy goals. He bends, lifts, strikes and sends it high and over the bar. Another point for Cork Kilkenny. James Galvin with the puck out. Long high ball, dropping 40 metres out from the Cork Kilkenny goals. Michael Hand blocks it down and clears it. A good ball up to Joe Hannon. Richie Chalk, getting near the sideline, getting near the sideline, gone over the sideline. And it's a line ball for Cork Kilkenny. Line ball for Cork Kilkenny. Nearly Duggan down the sideline. Inter-county referee. And Michael Hand taking this line ball. Cuts it a low ball and it's another line ball for Cork Kilkenny. Cork Kilkenny gained about 10 yards there. That's Michael Hand to take this line ball again. It's low and it's another line ball for Cork Kilkenny. 3 line balls in a row. And Michael Hand cuts this one low along the ground. And of course Marcus O'Sullivan sends it low along the ground into the centre. For Thomas Galvin. A free in for Fina Kilmeedy. A foul on Tom Galvin. He's up and he's okay. Maris Sullivan going fast to take this free. Referee moving him out nearer to the sideline. And Maris Sullivan sends it high and sends it over the bar. Fina Kilmeedy 1 goal and 1 point. Cork Kilkenny 2 points. 6 minutes of play in the first half. Jim Sheehy takes the puck out once again. A long puck dropping inside the Fina 65. Pulled in Michael Hand. Joe Hannon pulls in her goal. It's a long ball. And Michael Hand clears the ball up. Long ball to Richie Chalk. Richie Chalk is falling. He's gone 20 metres with the ball in his hand. He's sidestepped. He sends it low along the ground and it's got to Marcus O'Sullivan again. And John Hannon blocks him. Thomas Galvin down. He clears the ball high up the field for Cork Kilkenny. Pulled him on Marcy Connors. Charles Hannon comes out for the ball. He didn't quite get to Joe Hannon. Joe Hannon sidesteps. Home in. Holds the ball. He's still going through. And the ball goes out in the loose to Donny Neville. Donny Neville passes it back to Brendan Calhoun. Brendan Calhoun sidesteps. Misses the ball as he goes to him. Goes back and gets it again. Painting it. The ball breaks to Donny Neville. Donny Neville's ball is blocked down by Tony Galvin. Tony Galvin sends it. Fina Kilmeedy attacking again. A high ball is dropped in between Mike Hanley and Mike Hanley and the backs beside the forward. And the ball has gone out of the end line and wide. Narrow escape there for Cork Kilkenny. And it's Jim Sheehy standing back to take the puck out once again for Cork Kilkenny. Cork Kilkenny, look at it, that wasn't a score for Fina Kilmeedy. And Jim Sheehy stands back and pucks it long and high. Dropping inside the Fina 65-metre line. Half-held by Joe Hannon, who loses the ball. He goes to Dennis Barry. Mike Hanna comes out and Mike O'Sullivan fills in the ball. Not very long and it goes back out the field again. Mike Hanna back in again. It goes to James Galvin. He takes his shot and he sends it over the bar. By Thomas Galvin for Fina Kilmeedy. Fina Kilmeedy 1 goal, 2 points. Cork Kilkenny 2 points. Jim Sheehy pucking out. long ball to the far side of the field. Michael Hand comes racing to the middle and he sends a high ball up along to the right hand side of the field. Out comes Johnny Daube. Johnny Daube is pushed in the back and there's a free in for Clough-Kilfinney. This could be another score for Clough-Kilfinney. They have 2 points at the moment. Fianna Kilmeedy 1 goal and 2. Clough-Kilfinney 2 points. Joe Hannon bends, lifts, strikes and sends it high and sends it over the bar. So it's 1 goal and 2 points for Fianna Kilmeedy and 3 points for Clough-Kilfinney. The players settling down now, they're a bit nervy at the start. Puck out by James Galvin, a long one into the middle of the field, blocked down by Mike O'Brien. Done well there to get that ball back to Joe Hannon. Joe Hannon sends it low along the ground to Johnny Daube, pushing it to get the right foot. Charles Hannon, the 21, who fights it. He's fouled and there's a free in for Clough-Kilfinney. Free in for Clough-Kilfinney, a foul on Charles Hanley. Great ball driven in there by Johnny Daube. And Joe Hannon standing over the ball on the 21-metre line. He bends, lifts, strikes, sends it high and it's blocked down by the sideline. Henry Connor has it. The ball is tapped back to Billy Barry. Maurice Miskell is in there too. Goes through the middle. Maurice Miskell sends it right across the goals. And the ball is still around there. Fianna Kilmeedy, Joe Hannon drops it down. It's a line ball for Clough-Kilfinney. Clough-Kilfinney forwards look dangerous when the ball goes in. If the ball goes in, they have a good chance of getting from score. And Joe Hannon is taking this line ball a couple of metres out from the Fianna Kilmeedy goals, and he cuts a beautiful ball high into the goal mouth, pulled him in there, and it goes back to Massey Connors, and Massey has it in his hand. This side still here and passes the ball through the middle. It's gone back out to Donny Neville. Donny Neville sees it low and it's straight back out again. They're near the sideline. Thomas Galvin goes racing up and grabs the ball. Michael Hank comes through the centre for Clough-Kilfinney. This is a high ball right into the goal. And it's gone out over the end line and wide. Johnny Daube, a slight tackle there after the ball going wide. Tom Burston speaking to one of the Fianna Kilmeedy players. An off the ball tackle. Clough-Kilfinney throw away a chance of a point there from that free by Joe Hannon. It went low and it was blocked and cleared out. And we have a puck out for Fianna Kilmeedy, James Galvin. A long ball dropping well inside the Clough-Kilfinney 65-metre line. Michael Hand pulls in it and clears it back upfield for Clough-Kilfinney. Tony Galvin grabs the ball and sends it through the middle. And it goes to Michael O'Sullivan, and Michael has the ball. He sends a high ball right into the goal now, and it's blocked down by Joe Hannon to Michael Hand. And Michael Hand clears the ball 60 yards up the field, pulled in by Massey Connors. It goes right through the middle. Charles Hanley and Bill Lynch coming out for Charles hooks him. It goes through the middle. And Johnny Daube shot his half blocked down there on the far side, and it goes over to the far side to Tom Galvin for Fianna Kilmeedy. Tom Galvin, Brendan Culhane fouls Tom Galvin, does a free for Fianna Kilmeedy. On their own 65-metre line, Maurice Sullivan takes this free. A high ball right into the goal mouth, and it's gone over the bar. A good point for Fianna Kilmeedy there by Maurice O'Sullivan. So it's 4 points for Fianna Kilmeedy and 1 goal and 3 for Clough-Kilfinney. Brendan Connor sends it right through the middle to Donny Neville. Donny has the ball in his hand. He follows right through. He loses the ball. Goes back to Tom Galvin. Johnny Dale tackles Tom Galvin, but Tom Galvin gets in his clearance out over the line. A line ball for Cork Kilfinny. Fine Kilmeady 1-3. Cork Kilfinny 3 points. After 13 minutes of the first half. The breeze possibly slightly favouring Fine Kilmeady in the first half. Brendan Culhane takes this line ball, he sends it right through the middle. Massey Connors pulls in it, it goes back out to Maurice Sullivan. Maurice is battled up. Mike O'Brien has the ball for Cork Kilfinny, he sends it high and it's gone to the right of the post and gone wide. And it's still Fine Kilmeady 1 goal and 3 points, Cork Kilfinny 3 points after 14 minutes of play. Puck out by James Galvin, a long ball into the middle, pulled in. Michael Han is back to cover up for Cork Kilfinny. He sends it low along the ground. John Hannon, John Flynn sends it right through the middle. And it's gone out of the end line and a wide ball, a puck out to Cork Kilfinny. Jim Sheehy taking the puck out for Cork Kilfinny. Jim Sheehy pucks out, long ball, dropping inside the Fina 65-metre line. Clash ball. Throwing ball between Mike O'Brien and Maurice Sullivan. And Tom Galvin sends it low along the ground. And Richie Chalk. AJ Sullivan sends it low into the centre. Mike Handy comes out. Mike Handy's way has blocked, he's held him. And the referee lets play go on. And Jim Sheehy comes out with the goals and clears it back out the field for Cork Kilfinny. It's a free in for Cork Kilfinny for a foul on someone of the Fine Kilmeady forwards. This free on the 21-yard line, dead straight in front of the goals. It's pulled and it's saved and sent right across the goal mouth. Free out for Cork Kilfinny. This free will be taken on the 20-metre line by John Hannon. Right, cornerback for Cork Kilfinny. He bends, lifts and strikes. And it's not a very long one. It goes to Michael Han. Michael Han here's it back up the field. It goes to Brendan Connors. Brendan 35 yards out from the Fine Kilmeady goal. Sends it high and sends it over the bar for Cork Kilfinny. Great point for Cork Kilfinny there by Brendan O'Connor. So it's Cork Kilfinny 4 points, Fine Kilmeady 1 goal and 3 points after 16 minutes of the first half. Free out for Cork Kilfinny for an off the ball tackle there on Michael Han. Michael Han to take this free out for Cork Kilfinny. Michael Han bends, lifts and strikes and sends a good ball high. Right inside the 21-metre line. Matthew Connors after the ball. Joe Hannon in. It's a line ball for Cork Kilfinny. Tackled hard there by Charles Handley. Joe Hannon to take this line ball on the 14-metre line. The free moving back to players. Joe Hannon cuts it in, a beautiful high ball right into the goal mouth. Square ball, it's a free out for Fine Kilmeady. Some of the Cork forwards inside before the ball came in. James Galvin takes this free out for Fianna Kilmeady, a long one dropping on the 16-metre line. Michael Hand pulls and clears it out over the line ball for Fianna Kilmeady. Maurice O'Sullivan taking this line ball inside the 65-metre line. He cuts it right through the middle. Joe Hannon pulls with one hand, and the ball breaks to Brendan Culhane. Brendan sends a good ball up along the right hand side of the field. Tony Galvin grabs it down and clears it very near the sideline. It's pulled in by Brendan Culhane again to Maurice Sullivan. Maurice's sway is blocked by Joe Hannon. Fouled Maurice O'Sullivan there on the far side, and there's a free for Fianna Kilmeady. About 50 metres out from the Cork Kilfinny goals. And he sends it high in towards the goal mouth, pulled him in there. Free out for Cork Kilfinny. One of the Fianna forwards in the square before the ball came in. Switching the Cork team, Charles Haney centre forward, Massey Connors gone full forward. Free out by Mike Handley, a long one dropping in the middle of the field. They go for it, Johnny Neville has it, he sends it low along the ground, not a very good shot, it's blocked down by Vinny Barry, comes out for Fianna Kilmeady, his way is blocked there. Charles Haney, he swallows up the field with the ball, not very far away, he sends a long high ball right into the goal mouth. Mike Handley's pulling in there hard with the full forward, and it's blocked down and cleared out. It goes to Richie Chalk. Richie Chalk is held off of the ball there by Maurice Galvin, and it goes Richie Chalk, still blocks him down. Great play there by the Cork Kilfinny forwards as the ball is blocked down. John Kiley has the ball, he puts it across to the middle to Michael. Michael Sullivan's shot is blocked down by Joe Hannon, very near the sideline. It's not gone yet, Joe Hannon. Michael Sullivan there inside to watch what he's doing there. His way is blocked. Throwing ball for Cork Kilfinny. Cork Kilfinny throwing ball between Mike O'Brien and Mike Culhane. Tom Buston throws it in, pulled in by Mike Culhane. Mike Conmer blocks it down and clears it out for Cork Kilfinny, very near the sideline. Dropping on the 20-metre line, Henry Connors goes back for the ball. He pushed off the ball there. It goes to Richie Chalk into the centre. Joe Hannon pulls in it, it goes to Brendan Culhane. Brendan Culhane kicks the ball up and sends it not very long, and it goes back to his brother Mike Culhane, and Mike Culhane's shot is not a very long one. The players being a bit frustrated now. It goes to Brendan Connors. Brendan Connors is pulled in, and there's a free for Cork Kilfinny. Mike Culhane to take this free. 10 metres inside their own 65-metre line, and Mike Culhane to take it. The 21 minutes of the first half gone. He sends it high up the field into the centre. Massey Connors goes with Bill Lynch. Bill Lynch is there, dropped down. It goes to Charles Hanley. Charles Hanley is brought down, and there's a penalty for Cork Kilfinny. A penalty for Cork Kilfinny. Will they go for a goal, or will they be satisfied to take a point? Joe Hannon placing the ball on the 20-metre line. Referee making sure everyone is well behind the 13 metres back from the player taking the free. Joe Hannon bends, lifts and strikes, and he misses the ball. And it goes on the low field for near the end line, and it's gone out over the end line and wide. It's a bad miss for Cork Kilfinny now. They needed a goal there, and the ball failed to come up for him. And 22 minutes gone. Fianna Kilmeady 1-3, Cork Kilfinny 4 points. Took out by James Galvin. It goes to DJ Sullivan, high into the centre for John Kiley, the full forward. He sends it low in. Jim Sheehy blocks it down. And it's pulled in there by Maurice O'Sullivan. He could possibly back into play. Jim Sheehy blocks it down, and it's gone out of the end line for 65. 65 for Fianna Kilmeady. He taking one of the Fianna Kilmeedy players' names. Liam O'Sullivan. For pulling off the ball. The umpire has signalled the 65. Yes, it is a 65 for Fianna Kilmeedy. .65 for Fianna Kilmeedy. Maurice O'Sullivan to take it. Maurice placing the ball on the 65 metre, just inside the 65 metre line for the 65. He bends, lifts and strikes, and he sends it high. And he sends it over for another point for Fianna Kilmeedy. So it's 5 points for Fianna Kilmeedy and one goal and 4 points for Fianna Kilmeedy and 4 points for Cork Kilkenny. Jim Sheehy pucks the ball out, a long high puck out. His held by Brendan Conway, hit off the ball and he can't take off Richie Chalk. Richie Chalk's shot is blocked down. It goes back into the middle to Massey Connors. Massey Connors behind to running the ball. Jimmy Barry's bottled up there on the far side. It goes back to Jimmy Barry again. Here's the ball in his hand. Very nearly held it too long. It goes to Joe Hannon. Joe Hannon sees it low. A lot of mishitting by some of the players out there at the moment. It's tackling for it. It goes to Tony Galvin. Tony Galvin out right through the middle to John Flynn. John Flynn is on the 21 metre line. He has the ball in his hand. He sends it forward. He's hooked by Michael Hand. Michael Hand playing well. It goes to Michael Kane. And Michael Kane sends it over the bar for a point for Fianna Kilmeedy. So it's Fianna Kilmeedy 1 goal and 5 points. Cork Kilkenny 4 points. With 25 minutes of the first half gone. Fianna Kilmeedy is slightly on top at the moment. And the ball is lost. We're waiting for a ball. Both teams slightly in one another now as Van Buston goes into the umpire. We seem to have no ball. We're waiting for a ball for the puck out. Van Buston having a word with Mike Handley and John Kiley. Full back and full forward the split. They seem to be very fond of one another when a ball goes in there. Jim Sheehy still waiting for a ball for the puck out. Jim Sheehy has the ball, slightly limping. Standing back now to take the puck out. And he comes up and he hits it a good ball, long, high, dropping well inside the Fianna Kilmeedy 65 metre line. Pulled in by Mike O'Brien right into the centre. His way is blocked across to DJ Sullivan. He sends it high into the goal now. It's gone out over the end line and wide. And with 27 minutes of the first half gone, it's Fianna Kilmeedy 1 goal and 5 points. Cork Kilkenny 4 points. Cork Kilkenny, the underdogs in this game, but they're in with every chance now. They're only 4 points behind. Pulled in again by Maurice O'Sullivan. It goes to Richie Chalk, backs it down. He taps the ball back and there's a free out for Cork Kilkenny. Richie Chalk tackled from behind going for that foul. Michael Hand to take this free. What Cork would need at this stage now is a goal before half time to put him in a good frame of mind for the second half. And the ball drops in high into the goal. Marchallis Hanley goes for the ball. He goes to Donny Neville. To Massey O'Connor is on the 21. His way is blocked and the ball is tapped down and cleared very near the sideline. Joe Hannon racing out for it. Joe Hannon keeps it in play. It goes to Maurice O'Sullivan. And Maurice Sullivan has the ball. He comes so long up the field. He's inside the 65 metre line. He hand passes it right through the centre. John Flynn. John Flynn's way is blocked and it goes back to Richie Chalk. Richie's way is blocked and he sends it through the middle. It goes to Maurice O'Sullivan and Maurice O'Sullivan's Tackled by Michael Hahn. He cuts it into the centre for Michael Hahn. Michael Hahn is beaten by Tom Galvin. And a pass to this side of the field. John Quinn comes out. And the way is blocked. It was. So it's 1 goal and 6 points for Clinical Moody and 4 points for Cork Kilkenny. The 28.5 minutes of the first half gone. And another ball gone. Michael Weeks, Cork Kilkenny trainer, pucks in a ball. Jim Sheehy's standing in the goal line now to take this puck out, and he pucks it a long ball, and it's half time. Cork Kilkenny 4 points, Fianna Kilmeady 1 goal and 6. Not a brilliant first half by any means, but hopefully the second half will be better. We have everything in readiness now for the start of the second half. The score, Cork Kilkenny 4 points, Fine Kilmeady 1 goal and 6. So that's a 5 points lead for Fine Kilmeady. The breeze slightly favouring Cork Kilkenny in the second half. Brendan Connors centre forward in the Cork team and Massey Connors right half forward. The throw in. And Cork Kilkenny are first to break away. It's Joe Hannon with the ball. He taps it up along the middle. It goes to Brendan Connors. And Massey Connors has the ball in his hand. He hand passes it right through the centre to his brother Brendan. And Brendan sidesteps and sends a high ball right into the goal mouth, and it's gone to the left and gone wide. It's a good ball by Brendan O'Connor. It's gone to the left of the post and gone wide.
Come on, James!
James Galvin taking the puck out for Fine Kilmeady, a long ball. Duffin pulled in by Michael Hain. Down in it, half back to down it, through the high ball right into the goal now, it's pulled him on. Mike Hanley clears it out to Richie Chalk, and John Kiley in position. Joe Hannon is out there as well. And the ball goes. Mike O'Sullivan hand passes the ball right through to James Galvin. He sees it low into to the right of the post, and it's gone wide. And Boston speaking to one of the Cork Kilkenny players. Tom Galvin is up and he's okay. Puck out for Cork Kilkenny, Jim Sheehy standing back well behind his own goal line to take it. And he comes up and he pucks it long right through the centre. Joe Hannon running behind him. He goes to Mike O'Brien. Mike O'Brien is all on his way through and he's tapped down and there's a frame for Cork Kilkenny. For a tap from behind by one of the Fine Kilmeady players. Free in for Cork after 2 minutes of play. 35 metres out. Joe Hannon sends it high and sends it over the bar. That's Cork Kilkenny 5 points, Fine Kilmeady 1 goal and 6. James Galvin pucking out once again for Fine Kilmeady. A long ball right to the centre, it's pulled and blocked down. Joe Hannon goes for the ball. And it's a low ball and it breaks into the low here. The low screen man here, number 6, and he's hooked by Brendan O'Connor, and Brendan, the ball is tapped back, it goes to Tony Galvin. And Tony Galvin follows his way through and he sends a high ball to the right of the post and it's gone wide again. And the score still remains Cork Kilkenny 5 points, Fine Kilmeady 1 goal and 6 after 2.5 minutes of the second half. Jim Sheehy preparing to take the puck out now once again for Cork Kilkenny. He sends it right through the centre. Joe Hannon goes to Brendan Connors. Brendan Connors has the ball in his hand. He loses the ball. It goes back. Richie Chalk is in there as well. It breaks through the Fine players and he hand passes it right through the centre. It goes to John Flynn. It drops high into the goal mouth. Pulled in by Brendan Culhane. His brother Mike Culhane doubles in to Mark Sullivan. Mark Sullivan goes. He's gone for the ball. He has the ball in his hand. He's still looking for it. He can just carry it and he sends it over the bar for Fine Kilmeady. It's Fine Kilmeady 1 goal and 7 points. Cork Kilkenny 5 points after 2.5 minutes of the second half. Puck out by Jim Sheehy again. A long ball. Duffin beyond the centre of the field. It's pulled in. It goes to Donny Little, and Donny Little's puck is blocked down by Tony Galvin. Donny Little half blocks it down. John Hannon and Mike Sullivan goes, but Michael Hannon goes back to cover. And Michael Hannon passes the ball into Lewis with the ball. Back in the super tech. Hannon passing it out to the super. Killian Sullivan wins, shot is blocked down, and Mike Hannon comes out and sends the ball up along the far side of the field, very near the sideline. Very near the sideline. Huge Kyle sends it back to Dennis Barry. Dennis Barry sends a high ball up, and it goes, Richie Chalk blocks it down. And it goes into Lewis, and the ball goes right through the centre. He's on the 21, he's on the 14, and he's on the ball to Finnegan Moody. John Kelly. It's Finnegan Moody. 2 goals and 7 points. Cork will finish 5 points. After 5 minutes to play. And Joe Hannon pulls in the ball, and the ball breaks, and Finnegan Moody getting all the breaks at the moment. The ball goes up to little John Flynn for Finnegan Moody, goes right through the centre. Thomas Skelvin pulls in from the ground, he's tackled by Michael Hannon. The referee blows the whistle, and there's a free in for Finnegan Moody. Finnegan Moody seem to be getting on top now in this game. With 5.5 minutes gone in the second half, it's 2 goals and 7 points. Finnegan Moody 2 goals and 7 points. Cork and 5 points. Morris O'Sullivan to take this free for Finnegan Moody. He bins with 2 goals and 8 points for 5 points. 2 goals and 8 points for Finnegan Moody and 5 points for Cork and Finney. And Dennis Barry comes out for Finnegan Moody, and he sees the ball high up over the field. Very near the sideline, pulled in, and the ball crashes in. It's a throwing ball. A crash ball there, and a throw in between John Hannon and Liam O'Sullivan. Neely Duggan throws in the ball, he's pulled in, and it's a Cork and Finney ball. Brendan Culhane to take this line ball for Cork and Finney, 35 metres out from his own end line. He pulls the net low and along the ground, that's very good, and it's another line ball for Cork and Finney. This time it's Michael Hane. And Burston moving back to players for the same ball to be put in by Michael Hane. A low ball around the ground. He's very interesting. High ball to the right for the post, and it's gone wide. Well tackled there by Michael Hane as he hit that ball. He just couldn't get in his shot for a point. And it's Jim Sheehy to take the puck out again for Cork and Finney. A long ball dropping in the middle of the field. It goes back to Jimmy Barry. Jimmy Barry from the top of the field for Finnegan Moody. When O'Sullivan has the ball, he can protect the shot, and he can just put it out of the post and gone wide. The Kilmedia squandering a lot of chances, but are very much on top at this stage. Cork and Finney baited centre field. They have Brendan Connors brought out there now. Brendan Culhane and Michael Hane going for the same ball. It's pulled in. Johan passes the ball through to Morris O'Sullivan. Morris O'Sullivan fights for Brendan Connors. He's on the 50-metre line. He sends it high and he sends it over the bar for point. Finnegan Moody. It's 2 goals and 9 points for Finnegan Moody and 5 points for Cork and Finney. That's 10 points of a lead. Well, Cork and Finney were down 10 points in the drawing game against foul on Brendan Connors. A free in for Cork Kilkenny. 30 metres out from the Fianna-Kilmeedy goals. I suppose a point isn't much good to them at this stage. Only 9 minutes of the second half gone. As Joe Hannon comes up to this free and he sends it low along the ground. And it's gone out over the end line. And it's a 65 for Cork Kilkenny. 65 for Cork Kilkenny and Michael Hand to take it. Michael Hand bends, lifts and strikes and sends it high, and it's gone to the left and wide, a very bad wide by Cork Kilkenny. At a time when they really need a score. James Galvin standing back to take the puck out with the score. Fianna-Kilmeedy 2 goals, 9 points, Cork Kilkenny 5 points after 10 minutes of the second half. 20 minutes to go. Ball pulled in by Maurice O'Sullivan. Thomas Galvin. The full forward hand pass right across the centre to number 10 is racing right foot. He taps it high and taps it over the bar for another point. Fianna-Kilmeedy really impacting this game at the moment now. Van Boston having a quick word with Neely Duggan. Brendan Culhane getting a change of furloughs. Jim Sheehy poking out for Cork Kilkenny again, a long ball, got him inside the 65-metre line, pulled him, and the ball breaks. It goes Mike O'Brien, and the ball hand pass to Tony Galvin, and Tony Galvin since Fianna-Kilmeedy attacking again to Mike O'Sullivan. Mike half blocks it on, it goes back to Richie Chalk. Richie sends it low into the middle, and all alone Maurice Sullivan has the ball. Maurice Sullivan pulls from behind, and there's a free for Cork Kilkenny. Free for Cork Kilkenny inside their own 65-metre line, and Michael Hand to take it. Michael Hand bends, lifts and strikes, sends it high into the goal mouth, blocked down by Tony Galvin. Johnny Neville and Massey O'Connor going for the ball together, and Maurice Sullivan taps it out, and Maurice Sullivan has the ball again. He sends the ball high up along this side of the field. It goes to John Henning. John Henning half blocks down Liam O'Sullivan, and Liam O'Sullivan goes back to get possession again and sends it high across the goal. Now it goes to Mike O'Sullivan, and Mike sends it high and sends it. It's 2 goals and 11 points for Fianna-Kilmeedy and 5 points for Cork Kilkenny. Cork Kilkenny completely beaten in the middle of the field at this stage. The forwards not getting any chance at all. Puck out with Brendan Connors grabs the ball. Free in for Cork Kilkenny. Free in for Cork Kilkenny and Joe Hannon to take it. About 30 metres out from the Fianna-Kilmeedy goals. Can he do something with this? He pulls in and he misses it. It goes back to Maurice Sullivan. Take it up the field. Maurice Sullivan having a great game for Fianna-Kilmeedy in the middle of the field. He seems to be able to hit. The ball breaks and it goes back to John Hennon. And John Hennon loses his hurley, but he kicks the ball out to the far side. Charles Hanley's gone out for it. He's going for Charles, he's going for it. Mike O'Brien has the ball in his hand. He sends it low across the goal. Now James Galvin comes over the goal. Taps it in his hurley and clears it up the field. Fianna-Kilmeedy, a long ball very near this side. Pulled him, gone over the line, and it's a line ball for Cork Kilkenny. Michael Hand taking this line ball for Cork Kilkenny now inside their own 65-metre line. field very bare, very hard to get it, and you have to settle the ball. There's Mike Culhane. Stand back, pulls and sends it low up along the very near the sideline. Dennis Barry comes out for it. Charles Hanley, Maras Meskin in position. He's fouled and that's a free in for Cork Kilkenny. He is taken very fast. Tom Maloney is in the Cork team. He's still in the Cork team. It is half back only for Tony Galvin. Tony Galvin is in the side and he's Pinnacle Media attacking again. The ball goes back into the centre. Richie Chalk comes through the middle, taps the ball into the centre. It goes back to Brendan Culhane and Brendan Culhane takes the ball. Free for Cork Kilkenny. Very late pull there by Mike Kane and Pinnacle Media. Fianna Kilmeedy look like winning this game at this stage now. At about 15 minutes to go, it's still Fianna Kilmeedy 2-11, Cork Kilkenny 5 points. Cork Kilkenny would need a goal or two at this stage to even get back into the game. Mike Culhane takes this free from him, he sends it lowering along the ground, he's half blocked down. Tom Maloney goes for the cut back out the field. Goes Maras Sullivan working all around and he sends it along the wing, very near the sideline. Liam Sullivan comes out for him, John Hannon. John Hannon hand passes the ball through the middle. It goes to Tom Galvin, it goes back to Richie Chalk, and the ball comes straight through to Maras Sullivan, and Maras sends the ball up the field for Fianna Kilmeedy. Maras Sullivan, one of the best Fianna Kilmeedy men in the field, sends the ball high right across the goal mouth. It's gone out over the end line and gone wide. A wide ball, a puck out for Cork Kilkenny. With 16 minutes of the second half gone, it's Fianna Kilmeedy 2 goals, 11 points, Cork Kilkenny 5 points. Charles Hanley playing centre field at the moment. Tommy Maloney in the team and Donny Neville. Donny Neville has gone off the team and being replaced by Tommy Maloney. Joe Hannon takes this free for Cork Kilkenny right into the goal now, and it goes very near the end line. Ashley Connors, and it's gone out of the end line for 65. 65 for Cork Kilkenny. Fini. Free for Cork Kilkenny. Michael Hand to take it. A high ball dropping in around with the goal mouth. Brendan Connors grabs it, half blocked down, it's pulled in by Charles Hanley. There's a free in for Cork Kilkenny. They'll have to go for a goal from this free now to have any chance. Joe Hannon to take this free on the 20 meter line. And Joe Hannon sends it low. And the ball is gone out and wide. A wide ball, and the score still the same. The Cork Kilkenny got no score from that free. And they badly need a goal at this stage to put a respectable look on the scoreboard if there's nothing else. Fianna look like winners at this stage with 10 minutes to go, 2-11 to 5 points. James Galvin pucks the ball out into the middle of the field. Michael Hand. 2 goals, 12 points for Fine Kilmeedy and 5 points for Cork Kilkenny. An injury there from the ball has been picked up by Jim Sheehy. A lot of bunching in the middle of the field now. The ball goes back. Tommy Maloney down injured at the moment in the centre of the field. And Michael Hain injured at the far up into the field. This game gone out of reach of Cork Kilkenny at this stage now. With 20 minutes of the second half gone, and 2 goals and 12 points to 5 points behind. The free blows the whistle for the puck out. Jim Sheehy. He pucks it out, dropping in the middle of the field. The ball is dropped down by Jim Sheehy. He chops it out to the centre to Richie Trough. And Richie sidesteps through feeling in. He's fouled and there's a free out for Cork Kilkenny. Mike Hanley to take this puck out at the game, and he's a good free down and high up along the lane. So then Brendan O'Connor has the ball in his hand, he sidesteps, he's fouled and there's a free in for Cork Kilkenny. Frees at this stage are much good to Cork Kilkenny as they need goals. And Brendan takes the free himself and he taps into the goal and the goalkeeper comes out and blocks it and plays it out over the sideline line ball for Fine Kilmeedy. The crowd's beginning to stream away. Joe Hannon taking this line ball for low. It goes to Brendan O'Connor. Brendan O'Connor misses it. Charles Hanley taps it up along the wing. And it goes to Brendan O'Connor again. Brendan very near the end line. Tries coming into the centre. He's now with him. And there's a free in for Cork Kilkenny. A free out for Fine Kilmeedy. He indicated a free in first originally and now it's a free out. James Galvin taking this free out for Fine Kilmeedy. So along the ground it goes back to Brendan Culhane and Brendan sends it. A good ball up along Donald Egan comes out for Fine. His way is blocked. Charles Hanley is there. Massive cannons to the Cork players bunching and getting frustrated. The ball breaks in the loose. It goes back to Dinny Barry. Tony Galvin taps it out. And it goes to Joe. So then it comes back to DJ Sullivan. Michael Kane hand passes it through to Tom Galvin. And Tom Galvin sends the ball high to the right. And it's blocked down but behind the line and it's a wide ball and a puck out for Cork Kilkenny. And Tom Maloney replacing Johnny Neville on the Cork team, playing at centre field, and Mike O'Brien runs centre forward. Puck out by Jim Sheehy, long one to the far side, pushing the back by one of the Cork players, and it's a free for Fine Kilmeedy. Tony Galvin is taking this free for Fine Kilmeedy. Cork Kilkenny came with great expectations to this game today, but I'm afraid that the occasion beat him. The ball is cleared out from that free for Fine by Liam O'Sullivan. Liam O'Sullivan for Fine Kilmeedy. Michael Hain grabs the ball and he sends it back down the field to Brendan O'Connor and Tony Galvin. And Brendan O'Connor clears the ball out over the line. And it's a line ball to Fine Kilmeady. Tony Galvin cuts this ball in for a good cut. Fine Kilmeady taps it back out the field, and Joe Hannon goes picking the ball and loses the ball, and he tips it with one hand. It goes to Tamaloni. Tamaloni pulled him. And there's a free for Cork Kilkenny. But at this stage, freeze are now. There's only about 6 minutes left in the game, with Fine Kilmeady leading 2 goals and 12 points, Cork Kilkenny 5 points. And Maurice Meskel gets a consolation goal there for Cork Kilkenny. So it's the 24 minutes of the second half gone in this Western Mike Casino Jonah Holland final. It's Fine Kilmeady 2 goals, 12 points, Cork Kilkenny 1 goal and 5 points. And the ball breaks it right back behind Michael Hearn. Michael Hearn settles back down by Maurice O'Sullivan. He goes for the hit hook by Michael Hearn. To bring Michael Hearn, and Maurice O'Sullivan feeds it up along the wing. To Joe Barry, John Hannon taps it away from Joe Barry, a substitute on the Fine Kilmeady team. Mike Jones the ball right across the goal behind. It's 2 goals, 12 points for Fine Kilmeady. Cork Kilkenny 1 goal and 5. So it isn't going to be Cork Kilkenny's goal. Puck out to this side of the field to Tony Galvin. Richie Chalk taps the ball on, and Maurice Sullivan is back there. Brendan O'Connor and Mike O'Brien, the two of them going for together. Free for Cork Kilkenny. He's done that for them at this stage now. Brendan O'Connor gets 10 yards of an advantage there from the referee. Someone possibly said something to him. Brendan Connor's going in, Michael Hearn is going to take this free. With 26.5 minutes of the second half gone, it's Fine Kilmeady 3 goals, 12 points, Cork Kilkenny 1 goal and 5. Michael Hearn taking this free. He sends it low along the ground because Massey O'Connor goes out for it. It's half blocked down. And a great ball. It's gone out over the end line for 65. 65 for Cork Kilkenny in the 9 minutes of this game now. On a day that Cork Kilkenny have to give second best to Fine Kilmeady team that seem to be on top in all departments in the second half. Of course, they got up to a dream start with that goal from a penalty, or from a 65 by Maurice O'Sullivan. Michael Hearn taking this 65 for Cork Kilkenny now, and he drops it in on the 14-metre line. It's blocked down by Patrick centre back. His side steps, sends it up along the ground. And Sullivan back around the middle of the field, and the ball goes through the middle, and Mike Conner puts it into the centre to bring Michael Hearn. It's cleared back up by Tom Galvin, very near the sideline. John Crowley, full forward, has it in his hand. He's been harassed by Mike Conner, and the ball comes right across. Mike Hanley taps it out to Brendan Culhane. Brendan's puck is locked down, it's gone over the end line and wide. So with the crowd streaming away from the sports field here in Ballingarry, it's Fine Kilmeady 3-12, Cork Kilkenny 1 goal and 5 points. 28 minutes of the second half gone. Jim Sheehy takes the puck out, a long one, dropping inside the 65-metre line, pulled in by Mike O'Brien. Charles Handley not keeping his eye on the ball, but Denny Barry from Fine does, and he sends the ball up the field. Goes to Joe Barry. John Hannon pulls in the ball and throws it back out. And Maurice Sullivan is there. Mike stalemate there, and the referee decides to throw the ball in between them. The game practically over now. The Cork Kilkenny supporters here in their hundreds and thousands today are going home very disappointed. Michael Hearn pulls in the ball. And Maurice Sullivan sends it back in, and it's gone out over the line, a line ball for Fianna Kilmeady. Maurice O'Sullivan to take this line ball for Fianna Kilmeady. With about a minute left in the game, and Fianna Kilmeady leading 3-12, Cork Kilfinny 1-5. And Maurice Sullivan cuts a beautiful ball into the goal now, getting at the end line, and it's gone out over the end line and wide. Jim Sheehy pucks the ball out, long and hard. Brendan Connors going for it. Maurice Meskel has the ball in his hand, he's bottled up, he hand passes the ball through the middle. It's tipped back down, and Vinnie Barry clears it back up. It goes to Mike Kane for Fianna Kilmeady, he's running right where he pans the ball right through to Michael. Michael's under 21, he pans it in. The full forward is inside, and he pans the ball to the back of the net. And it's another goal for Fianna Kilmeady. So it's Fianna Kilmeady, 4 goals, 12 points. Cork Kilfinny, 1 goal and 5 points. But the game is good as over. The ball is put out to the far side, it goes to Charles Hanley. Charles tips it. The referee blows the whistle. 40 minutes is up, except he allows injury time, but he's throwing the ball back to Jim Sheehy to puck the ball out. So Cork Kilfinny will have to wait for another day to win a West Limerick junior hurling title. Jim Sheehy to take the puck out, possibly the last puck out of the game. And the referee calls for the ball and the game is over, and Fianna Kilmeady are the winners. 4 goals, 12 points. Cork Kilfinny 1 goal and 5 points.
Okay, Jeff. Okay. James, you must be very disappointed with that result.
I'm bitterly disappointed, all right, but I think on the day Fianna Kilmeady were the better team. They proved that in the second half, but I wouldn't be for making excuses for losing the game today, but I think they got off to a dream start. Like, I mean, if we were to have any chance of winning that today, it was us should have got that first goal from the 65, and then after that, even after Fianna getting the goal from the 65, we missed the penalty, like. Unfortunately, these things happen, and it had to be us that happened to today. I think that if we were going in at half-time, like I'd say if we had scored that penalty, we'd be going in at half-time maybe a point or two in front, which would have been a great help to us. But nevertheless, I'd like to congratulate Fianna. They were the better team on the day, and I wouldn't make excuses for this defeat, you know. But I think the lads shouldn't be too despondent. I mean, it was our first time reaching a West Limerick final, and it was a great achievement for the club to get this far this year. And hopefully next year we might go all the ways. And I mean, we are playing in the county series. We possibly could get another crack at Fianna Kilmeady, and on the day we might turn the tables, you know.
Just getting back to the first half, and in particular the earlier parts of the first half, Cork Kilfinny seemed to be very strong and had quite a lot of possession, and yet they didn't seem to be able to turn that advantage into scores.
Well, they possibly weren't. I suppose you could attribute that a bit to the Fianna Kilmeady defence, like, which were marking very tight. And I suppose if we go back to our last game with Granagh Ballingarry, like, we didn't get that many scores either from play. We only got something like a goal or a goal and a point. And like, I suppose you can only play as well as you're let on the day. Like, and I mean, on the day Fianna Kilmeady were on song, and I mean, we had no answer to Maurice Sullivan there in the middle of the field in the second half today. He possibly was the best man in the field, you know.
And of course they've had the advantage of five attempts at this, whilst Croke Kilfinny making their first appearance. But still, it could have went certainly in the earlier parts of the game. Croke were very prominent in it.
Well, in the earlier parts of the game that we were prominent in, I suppose, we were a bit unlucky that we didn't get a few more scores. I mean, most of the scores we got, I think, were from frees, you know. But I think like we were beaten at midfield bed in the second half, like, and possibly early in the game. The game, I mean, a winning team plays well anyway. Like, possibly we weren't that much of a, we weren't 4 goals and 12 points to 1-5. They weren't that much a better team than us, possibly, but they proved like that you can't win matches if you don't get the score. So we didn't get them today, but hopefully we'll be playing Claghorn now, the city winners in the county quarter final, and hopefully we'll win that, and we'll have a bit of spirit. They'll be down, I suppose, for a few days now, but hopefully we'll get another crack at Fianna, maybe in the county final, who knows.
But okay, people who came to this game today for the first time seeing Croke Kilfinny playing this year obviously would have to be terribly impressed, maybe perhaps with their second half performance. But for those of us who have followed them this year in particular, they have given an outstanding performance throughout, and I think that shouldn't be forgotten by the supporters and
I don't think anyone that's following the club for the past, I mean, it isn't for the past year, but for the past number of years, I mean, even though we didn't achieve anything major, anyone who was following the club will agree like that they give great entertainment to our supporters this year, and hopefully we'll give more good entertainment before the year is out. After all, as I say, we're in a county quarter final, and if we win that, we'll be in a semi-final, and we never know, we might still get a crack at Fianna in the county final.
And of course these games, this particular game now, this total competition will stand to them as they move on into the other competition.
Oh, it will of course. And I'd be hoping like that the boys, you know, I suppose they'll be down now for a few days naturally. I'm very disappointed myself, but then again, I mean, it isn't the end of the world.
No.
There's always another year, but there's no time like the present if you could do it, but on the day we weren't good enough to do it.
Yeah. Well, that's fine, James, and I want to thank you for doing the commentary in the last couple of games. It has certainly helped to, I think, to enable people to look at it in their own sitting rooms and enjoy the game with your commentary. It has greatly enhanced it.
Okay, you're more than welcome.
Best of luck to you and to the club in the coming months and the coming years.
Thank you very much, Dennis.